something I can see turning out of that black hole, two luminous discs. The eyes, it might be a face, might be almost but heavens, something wriggling out of the shadow like a gray snake. Now it's another one, and another one, and another one. They look like tentacles to me. Oh, yeah, I can see the thing's body. Now it's large as a bear. It glistens like wet leather, but that face, ladies and gentlemen, it's indescribable. I can hardly force myself to keep looking at it. It's so awful. The eyes are black, and they gleam like a serpent. The mouth is a kind of V-shape with saliva dripping from its rimless lips and seem to quiver and pulsate.
The rot in Springwood Lodge runs deep, far, far deeper than either of our investigators were aware of. And as Alister shines a light on the old ski lodge's past, it raises a lot more questions than it answers.
Ready to get irradiated?
I have been dreaming of getting irradiated since I was a little boy.
Oh. Okay. I like theme parks.
Alright, we all have different things we're into. No judgment.
Yeah, and going to baseball games with my dad. I don't think I ever dreamed about that. But, tomato, tomato, I guess. Mm-hmm. When we last left Alister, we had put him in a hole. He was at the bottom of that hole, and he shined his flashlight toward one of the walls at the very base of this large pit at the center of Springwood Lodge. You saw the edge of a room that looks very out of place. There's, again, the door, the partially broken window, and the sign that says, "Warning, radioactive materials."
Yeah.
And you have not reported any of this to me, right?
I don't
Saint
think I've
doesn't
had
know shit.
Yeah, I don't think I've had a chance to radio up or not.
Okay. Because we're directly after this moment. Cool. Just wanted to confirm.
This is the
I'm not saying that you have to, because you could just not. You could just go into this fucking room and not tell me anything.
I don't know. I don't know what they call them. I don't think they call them Geiger counters anymore. I think that's outdated.
Yeah, I don't know what they
Maybe
call them
not.
either, but
yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
I don't have a radiation meter. The last thing I watched that had stuff about, technology related to nuclear shit was fucking Chernobyl.
Yeah,
so,
which obviously is not up to date.
Which is, no. Found out the other day that the units of measurement have been completely updated since then.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, you measure your radiation dose in grays now. Which has to do with it's different. I don't remember. I read a bunch of Wikipedia articles on this at one point.
To be looked up at a later date, but anyway.
I've read the entire Wikipedia article cluster on acute radiation syndrome. Don't worry about it.
That's right.
I wrote a report on that in 11th grade.
Yuck.
I don't know dick squat about any of this.
It's unfortunate. It is to be avoided if possible.
That is about what I know. Is don't.
It is no, thank you.
None of that.
Anyway, so we're down in a hole. I've got what looks like lab equipment. Well, we metaphorically, me, myself, and I are down in a hole. And is there, if I just do a quick sweep, is there anything else in here that is worth remarking upon?
I think I may have mentioned that the floor at the base of this shaft, a word I'm going to have to continually use and I'm sorry about, is tiled.
Yeah. But for the most part, it's like an open area, and then there's stuff set into the walls.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are there any other doors other than the one marked, radioactive?
No.
Cool. All right. So my choices are door number 1 or door number 1.
Door number 1
or go back up.
Get back on the rope.
Yeah.
Fair.
We do have the option of just going to the attic, but I don't think so. I want to know what's in this fucking room.
Oh, that ship has fucking sailed.
Yeah. I'm nosy, and I want to know what's in there.
I guess, yeah, I think Alister will radio up to Saint. First, that he's unclipping the harness. Whatever, so it's like, don't be alarmed. I am detaching myself.
Oh no, Alister got eaten.
Yeah.
Rip.
Oh, sorry. This is the Matty show now.
Yeah. All me all the time.
It's like when they lower the goat into the T-Rex cage in Jurassic Park.
Yep.
Yeah. Or Luke Skywalker into the Rancor.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't like either of these. I don't like either of these comparisons. I don't have a lightsaber.
I mean, neither does he in that scene.
That's true. Neither does he in that scene. I don't know. I don't have a command of the Force. Okay. Yeah, I think he just radios up that he's unclipping the harness. And then it's like, so we've got tile down here, the entire surface area of the bay of the bottom of the. Yeah, we're all just gonna have to say shaft a lot. It is what it is. The entire base level of the opening is tiled. It looks like there could have been things moved around in here. There's not a whole lot in the way of permanent structures. I've got one door, broken window, signage indicating possible radioactivity.
Interesting.
I'm having to reevaluate my list of possibilities of what they could have been doing down here.
Lab work, you think?
Presumably.
It also, like this is a Matty question. The fire started down there? Is what I think Alister has said to me previously, is it looks like the fire started down here.
You saw evidence of some support beams that have been touched by fire, where the outside is like very much like a burnt log in a campfire pit, like that kind of like just kind of black charred scaling.
Yeah.
If I get closer to the door, is there any evidence that the fire was either coming from in here or got in here? Are there scorch marks on the door or anything like that?
Oh, yeah.
It's looking likely that the fire started inside of this, whatever this room is.
Okay.
All right. I'm going in. If we lose radio contact, well, I'll attempt to ping you every 90 seconds, at least for a little bit, make sure that we're not going to lose radio contact when I open this door. It's entirely possible that it'll be lead shielded.
Do you think that's necessary? That's right. I'm going to throw a bone in here of, do we need to go in there? Because Matthew, want to go in there. But Saint's thinking, there's a radiation happening in there. I don't think that's necessary for what we are doing here. Because I know that our goal is probably in the attic.
That is true. It is probably in the attic. However.
So that is what I'm going for here, is...
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
I'm just thinking anything that has a sign on it that says irradiation is maybe not a place that people want to be generally, especially if it looked like a massive fire started in there. And I don't like the idea of us losing contact in a place full of people who have actively tried to attack us.
I have a responsibility to get us full of a picture of what exactly the Springwoods, plural, we're doing down here as I can.
Okay.
If you don't hear from me in 5 minutes, well.
Do you want me to come down after you? Do you want me to... report to your bosses?
At the end of the day, Saint, you're a civilian. That's up to you, but I'd appreciate it if you came after me, yeah. And I'm going to the door.
All right.
I'm willing to admit that I would, in fact, appreciate it if Saint came after me.
Hey, man. No, fair enough. Please don't leave me down here to die.
So, having admitted to Saint that he hopes that Saint will come rescue his dipshit ass if he disappears into here and doesn't come back out. Alister's gonna, I imagine, has like we've established he has like disposable gloves as part of his little like I need to take samples kit. And so he's gonna put some of those on and see about opening this door. Actually, before I open the door, I'd like to try to look in the broken window.
Flashlight with the flashlight, I presume?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to. I don't think I'll be able to see anything if I don't.
You shine your flashlight toward the window, and while there are indeed some small holes through the window itself, it's not enough for you to like reach through. It's the glass has largely shattered but remained in place.
Okay.
So your beam of light can only go so far through the crinkled glass. Noticeably, you can see a lot of very large boxy shapes that the flashlight is bouncing off of. And it's as you kind of crane the flashlight around, eventually you see something that really catches your eye. There's a glint in the darkness. Something shiny and reflective is back there.
Does it smell like anything other than just like garage and also possibly burning stuff? Like, is there any like am I getting any like weird stimuli? Does that make sense? Does it like, it's not like, it doesn't like taste like pennies down here, right, or anything?
Is that a sign of radiation poisoning?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
I'm just making shit up.
No, but
now.
like blood.
Yeah, or
sure.
just generally, like, is there anything, like, it's weird down here, you know, it's dark, it's, like, old, clearly it hasn't been inhabited in a long time, was on fire at one point, but am I getting any other weirdness?
No.
Okay.
But this place does smell incredibly musty and incredibly dirty.
And the yeah, okay, so I really can't see much through the window. I'm gonna have to open the door. Or try, anyway. So, does it have a handle on the outside?
It absolutely does.
And there's no, like, it's not like a keypad or anything like that, just a door.
No, just a door.
I would like to try to open the door.
I'm going to say that you do see that there is a keyhole, like a very mechanical keyhole, like you might see in like a big steel door like this, like in a school or whatnot.
Sure, yeah.
But the lock seems very busted and the knob seems very loose.
Okay. Actually, before I touch anything, is like the dust on everything uniform? There's no evidence that somebody else has been down here disturbing this?
There's no evidence that anybody's been down here disturbing this. The dust is indeed very uniform, and this place has just the thickest dust you can imagine.
Yeah, okay.
No, imagine thicker.
All right, well, if I imagine any thicker, I'm going to sneeze, like, psychosomatically, so. Once more onto the breach, I guess.
You crack open the door and are met kind of with the impenetrable wall of darkness that it has engulfed this room for seemingly so long. Your flashlight, maybe the only beam of light, your flashlight being the only glimpse of light that this room has seen in who knows how long. There are a lot of large computer banks, stuff that you would not barely recognize as computers today, with their magnetic tape wheels and their analog little lights on the side. A number of kind of short stools, perhaps the predecessor to the modern computer chair, and one very large chair toward the back of the room that is looking pointed toward another window and another door, almost identical to the one that you passed. As you shine the flashlight around the room, a number of, let's say, insects kind of scurry out of the way. this place has not been entered in a long time by humans.
And this chair... Are we talking chair, like, comfy place to sit and observe something, or are we talking chair, like, time to get you wired into Cerebro or whatever?
It's an armchair.
Okay. Interesting.
And it's pointed toward the window, the second window that's deeper into the room.
And this is all going into the earth. You know, this looks like this would have been built out away from this central opening.
Correct.
Cool. Okay. Can I see anything through that window?
You shine your flashlight through that window, and that's where the glint in the darkness seems to be coming from. That no matter how caked in dust this place is, there is something shiny and reflective on the other side of that window. You're able to illuminate it a lot better now that you're no longer looking through that cracked and crinkled glass. It's sleek, curved, and aerodynamic, and it's suspended and held up in air by a number of various wires and various kinds of pieces of scaffolding. But the thing in the center is kind of undeniably what it is. The shiny pieces of metal that are suspended in that space seem to be the parts of a spaceship.
They got fucking aliens down here.
It's very, very small. Probably half the size of any Apollo capsule.
Wild.
And there's one part of it that you can't help but fixate on, which is that there's an O-shaped ring in the very center. Kind of looks like a gyroscope. And it's about the size of the visitor.
If I click on the radio, do I get anything?
Yeah.
All right. Saint?
Here.
Come in. Okay. So we've got computer equipment. Date is congruent with what we would have expected from the tenure of Springwood Senior. There's an observation chamber. And I think I know how the visitor got here.
Yeah?
Yeah. You ever seen a bona fide UFO?
No, that's not typically my area of expertise. Are you telling me there's a spaceship down there?
I'm finding it hard to believe it could be anything else.
So the visitor came down here, what, 40, 50 years ago? And it's been here ever since. That's pretty miserable. Okay. What else?
I'm going to see if there's any experimental data left behind. Logs, that sort of thing. I don't... These machines might be too old to interface with without specialized equipment, but I can give it a go.
Okay.
I want to know... Can't help but wonder if if I'm also looking at the inspiration behind Springwood Acoustics Empire.
Maybe.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So I will, Oh, who am I kidding? I want to open the door and go... I need to go poke the spaceship. Like, I am going to have to look for, like, experimental data or anything around here, but, like, I think Alister, like, looks around and has that thought of, like, yeah, I should really look to see if there's, like, notes left or, like, get an idea of can I even interface with these computers?
Journals,
I should start cataloging shit and then just, like, fully just like turns into a little boy opening a Lego set on
I'm
Christmas
seeing
morning and is like,
a spaceship.
yeah,
I'm
that's a
seeing
spaceship.
Maybe one of the first, though God only knows, right? You probably would know better. Alister would know if they found spaceships before. But like, this has got to be...
God only knows it's a spaceship.
It's one of the first he's probably personally seen.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's the I think this might be, once again, like, you've heard Alister get like excited about shit occasionally.
For the tech guy, sure.
Yeah, and he's just like, yeah, this is like, oh my god.
Okay.
And I think selfishly he wants to get his grubby little techno geek paws all over this thing now, because once he tells the department about this thing, it's going
gone.
in a black box. He's never going to see it again.
Yep.
Go ahead and give me any sort of skill roll that you think might be helpful for getting you through this. I will say that unlike the previous one, when you attempt to reach forward toward this one, the lock is still very much intact.
I'd actually like to roll and investigate to see if the key is anywhere around here. This seems like the kind of thing that, while it's possible that Springwood Sr. would have kept it on his person, there might be a backup. You know, the guy can't be down here all the time. So I would at least like to see if I can find a key before I start trying to just, burgle your turrets or whatever. I will roll my investigatory powers, which is a +2. So that's a wash on the dice, so it's a 2.
You look around the room, but there does not appear to be a ton of actual direct desk space. There's all of the equipment that I've mentioned earlier, all these huge banks of computers with their big magnetic tape wheels and their analog buttons. But there doesn't actually appear to be a ton of, places to set something down. You'll notice it's under the broken window that you passed on your way in. There is sort of a lab table back there. It is much like the dressing room that Springwood Jr. keeps all his notes in. This is covered in all sorts of paper, both kind of that ye old-fashioned printer paper with the oh goodness, what's that called with the dots going down the side?
Oh, the weird perforation stuff.
Yeah, the
I
perforated
never know what
paper.
That's called.
Yeah, me neither. Handfuls of those computer input punch cards. An old lamp that's bulb has probably burnt out decades ago. And stacks of notes and writing implements. You scrounge around in that, and you don't seem to see anything concrete. I will say that you see a single piece of metal that looks like it was pried off of the spaceship. And the only way that you can tell it is because it has the same shiny luster as the rest of the mechanism behind the wall.
I'll take that with me.
Wonderful. You pick it up in your hand and you, again, kind of rotating it around, you notice that it is strangely, unlike everything else in this room, not covered in the same thick layer of dust. Whether that's just an innate quality of the metal or indicates something far more sinister is up for you to figure out. But it's as if it was polished yesterday.
It's bizarre. All right, I'll radio back up to Saint, I think. I'm going to have to try to pick the lock on the door into the inner observation chamber if I want to get a better look at the spacecraft.
Okay.
There's... everything about this is so strange. Yeah, I'll just have a kind of a quick... see if I can take some pictures with my phone of some of the relevant pages of stuff, just a kind of a quick little, like, what can I get in 3 minutes. The thing that we really need to get is the visitor. This is, you know, if he does have to call this in and say, you know, couldn't get in, but there's something down here that the department's going to want to investigate.
Then that is something that he can
suck, but he can do that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and attempt to pick the lock.
Okay. Go ahead and give me burglary.
I have absolutely no way to make myself better at this, I don't think. It's not really how this game works.
Now without another person there.
Okay, that is plus neutral negative, which is a 1. I rolled positive, neutral, negative.
So a 1 plus your 1, so it's a 2 total.
1 plus 1, so it's a 2 total.
Remind me of what lockpicking skills you have on hand. Or excuse me, equipment you have on hand. Not skills. Those are in your head.
The equipment that I have listed, I guess we've been assuming that I have some tools for burglaring. They're not on my inventory, but I have used them.
Yeah, I think we've established that both of us have like a basic like lock-picking kit.
What I have listed on this inventory is a blacklight flashlight, taser, EMP meter, radio, regular flashlight, night vision goggles, and a lockpicking kit. Forgot about the night vision goggles, could have just been wearing those this whole time.
Oh well. Also presumably a credit card. If that helps.
You fumble with those tools a little bit in the darkness as you attempt to jiggle the lock of this old steel door. But yes, it is absolutely that kind of lever handle with the keyhole engraved directly into that handle. It's, you know, older, so it's something you have some more experience with. And it takes a moment or two, but eventually you can kind of feel the locking mechanism give way, and the door ease itself out of the door jamb. It kind of creaks open toward you, and you step around the door and into what is certainly not a hermetically sealed chamber by any stretch. In fact, maybe even the fact that this door kind of creaks toward you indicates perhaps some sort of rushed or unprofessional construction in this really kind of makeshift and haphazard lab buried deep under a ski lodge. You step into the other room, trying not to choke on the overwhelming amounts of dust inside this test chamber. But there it is. The mechanical components of the outside of the hull of this vessel, this capsule that the visitor must have come here in so long ago. It's made of the same sleek metal, and at a glance you can't really quite tell what metal that is. Perhaps some sort of strange alloy you're not familiar with, or something that's been lost to time. Perhaps it's truly not of our world at all. The pieces are hanging there by wire or supported by scaffolding. It's like the mechanism itself was kind of dissected and kept in place, like some sort of floating illustration in a scientific textbook.
Okay.
How Springwood Sr. and his cult managed to pry it open is a mystery to you, but you do see a number of odd tools all over the ground.
I just fucking left them there? Damn, alright. Clean up after yourself. Embarrassing.
Is there any indication of where the fire started? God. This whole time, have I seen any indication of where the fire started?
The walls are scorched.
In here?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Alright, I'd really like to kind of just get as much information about this thing as I can. I'm ready to kind of go into the similar mode that I did when we were in the radio tower. And just like start trying to figure out, like, is this thing, like, does it have all the parts? Is it like, did they take parts away from it other than like the one that I found? You know, can I get an idea of what what it runs on, what propels it. Like, just pretty much giving myself maybe, I don't know, 10 minutes or something. I just want to get as much information about this thing as I can. This is kind of my unfamiliar technology thing.
Then roll that.
Okay, I am going to use my fucking... That's not my character sheet. Why do I have so many tabs open? I'm going to use my Better with Machines, roll rapport instead of craft when dealing with unfamiliar technology. And I have a +3 in rapport. As I hum Getting to Know You from The King and I at this spaceship. That's quite possibly the dumbest joke I've made recently. That's cocked. Hang on.
No, that's pretty good. I laughed.
So did I, but I'm muted, so...
Okay. That is 2 plus... That's a total of 4.
Nice.
So, specifically, you were asking... Well, I heard the second one. What was the first one? You said how it was propelled, but what was the one?
Yeah, I want to know what kind of propulsion system it relies on. I want to know, like, does it look like all of the pieces are here, or does it look like they took parts out and took them away to experiment on them somewhere else? And I guess also, like, is there anything about this that will, one, potentially tell me anything new about the visitor? Like, can I infer anything about the pilot from the craft itself? And is there anything that would indicate to me that perhaps some element of this might have... Does any of this look like a precursor to audio equipment? Like, can we attribute anything that's... Also, one other question. The metal of those fucking not a Tesla coil fucking things that we were seeing, is that look like the same metal?
Very observant, Agent McAndrews. There is indeed a lot of empty space at the center of this vehicle. You are able to kind of mentally extrapolate how these pieces are able to fit together, like you're looking at the continents forming Pangea. You can kind of see what this used to look like. And you notice that there is a lot of empty space in the center. There's the O-shaped ring, the one that perhaps kept the visitor aloft in some sort of magnetic electrical field in the center of this thing. You can surmise that much. How this vehicle propels itself is maybe a step too far outside of your technological grasp. That might be some truly otherworldly technology that you're not able to wrap your head around. As you're mentally piecing back together this capsule, you notice that one side of the ship has something that the other one does not. A large, very bulky tuning fork is affixed to one end of the hull and not the other on its symmetrical side. And that, while so much of this machine has that weird kind of reflective sheen to it, at the base of where the other one is supposed to be, you see a lot of scratches chipping away at the metal, like someone hacked it off.
So we know where the tuning fork came from. And presumably we know why... Makes me wonder whether it was stolen. Whether there was some kind of falling out within the cult. Somebody took it. Seems like the kind of thing that would happen in this environment. Okay. So... It's also important to note that, like, this thing is gutted enough that it wouldn't be a matter of, like, putting it back together so that it would work again. That's good to know.
No, plenty of it. There is evidence that plenty of the pieces have been removed.
Yeah.
And that even if you were able to put the pieces close to each other, it's not as simple as screwing it back together.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe a half dozen of your coworkers poring over all of Springwood's notes over the course of a year might be able to reassemble this. But it's definitely not a task for one agent.
No.
Working in the dark.
No. Okay. I think I should probably radio back up to Saint again. Just say,
Just so we know you're not dead. I was just thinking, has it been 5 minutes? It's probably been at least 5 minutes. I should...
Yeah. So the radio crackles to life. And Alister just sort of starts a little bit, with no pleasantries. You can just tell he's very excited. He's just, It's definitely a spacecraft. It's definitely extraterrestrial in origin. It's made out of some metallic substance or compound that I can't identify. It doesn't seem to have a close analog that I'm even familiar with. It does have what looks like the twin of the tuning fork that Springwood was so keen on reacquiring.
Mm-hmm.
It's been removed from the craft fairly crudely. Overall, this thing is... Enough pieces of it have been removed, presumably for further study or experimentation. It's not... Even if I could put it back together, I couldn't make it fly.
So, it's not... That's not, it's taken out of here. Okay. Good to know. And they've pulled it apart. It seems like this was what they were doing down here, is they were just picking that to pieces.
It's been pretty thoroughly deconstructed.
Does it look like it was just working on the ship down there? Does it look like they were doing anything with the visitor?
It's hard to say. There's a lot of miscellanea down here. I would imagine most of it's stored on the computers.
Which are old.
Which are very old. It's hard to say how much has just decayed in the environment over the years. This is almost more archaeology than it is experimental science at this point.
Interesting stuff.
I'm going to have a little bit more of a look around, see just what the feasibility of interfacing with the computers is. If I had to guess, if they were experimenting on the visitor itself, they were doing it somewhere else, keeping it separated from the ship.
What I'm wondering is if they didn't start doing that until the current era. So that's why I was wondering if it was down there. But that makes sense, too, that they were keeping them separated. Okay, well, keep me posted. What did the fork do? Do we know what the fork does?
You don't.
No.
Do we want that other fork? We don't know what that does, and I don't know if it's harmful, right? I don't know if it's harmful to other people or to the visitor or what, but he wanted that pretty bad. Do we want it?
Everything else on this ship is symmetrical, balanced. Seems like it probably operated on some kind of equal and opposite forces nullifying one another or creating some kind of stasis state. It's a good idea. I'm gonna try to break off the other tuning fork.
Give me physique.
Oh, fuck. Can I use...
Try and screw it
a
off?
tool instead.
Yeah, there's tools all over this damn place.
It's not... It's of a piece.
It's all... Is that homogenous? Or is it like... Sorry, the way I was imagining it is I was imagining it as... like a piece that was screwed in or something. Is it something where it's more like it's
Oh, yeah.
What is the word I'm looking for? Like
built into the
melted. Melted is what my brain is coming up with, but that's not what it is.
Oh, welded.
Thank you, welded. Is it welded on?
But
that got what I wanted.
I knew what you meant.
Yeah.
No, yeah. It conveys.
Yes.
Yeah. That was a successful use of language.
Nailed
it conveyed your meaning.
Anyway.
It also made me laugh.
Yes, which is fair. So is it welded or is it like screwed on? But that would also indicate differences in what it may do. If it's screwed on,
true.
Then it's supposed to be a tool that is supposed to be removed and added on. And if it's welded, it's a part of the ship and it's there for a reason.
That's a good point.
It's welded on.
Well, there's tools down there. Maybe you can use one of them
There are tools down there.
Smack it off or pry it.
You walk over closer to the window and see kind of a large pair of pliers on the ground. These are not handheld for like crimping wire or anything like that. These are a large pair meant to perhaps... They almost look like bolt cutters, the size of them.
Okay.
But you lean down to pick them up, and when you come back up, you finally get a good glance through the window and into the armchair that's been facing the window this entire time.
Ah.
Oh, no.
The decaying face of August Springwood Sr. is looking back through the window at you.
Oh, fuck.
Jump scare.
Oh, God. I think... I'm trying to decide what I want to roll to see if Alister just fucking drops this tool as like a
no kid or screams. Well, I don't think he's the kind of guy who would scream, but like still the reaction of like there's a body right in front of you when you're not expecting it, I think is like at least some kind of a noise is not surprising.
No. Hey Ben, what would you say the if this was a not a conflict but like a contest between how creepy this thing is and my will roll?
I mean, I think you could probably just roll a will to see if you like can keep your shit together. Sorry.
I appreciate you, Z. This dead body does not have a stat block.
No, I like Alister startles enough to like drop the bolt cutters. I don't think he makes much of a noise, but he does like drop them in shock. I rolled pretty bad.
It's undeniably him.
How the fuck can you tell if it's been decaying down there for like 45 years?
You can tell it's him because of the same bright blue sports coat, now since long eaten by moths and insects, and of course the ravages of time, that he's wearing in the portrait in the dining hall, dozens of feet above you. There is not much else to indicate that it's him, given that so much has decayed over time, and you certainly don't know how long he's been down here. He is wearing something, though, that you're not expecting. There's a thin headset. Again, something that looks cobbled together by someone who doesn't have a full grasp of the engineering it would take to make this look safe. But it almost looks like some sort of electronic crown.
Oh, I can't believe I'm gonna have to take that thing off a dead body.
Oh, you know it, brother. One of us is gonna wear that on his head.
Yep. Really hope I have some bleach wipes stashed somewhere.
If you want to be mean, you can give it to Saint and not tell him where it came from.
Ouch. Oh boy.
I mean, little teehee.
Little tee, a genuine tee out of me.
That was really good. Okay, Alistair's gonna radio back up, like, after sort of picking this thing back up and then, like, standing up real slowly, feeling like he, like, he has to, like, keep his eyes on the fucking corpse of Springwood the Elder, just in case.
My dude acting like a final girl.
Yeah, but he's just in case this thing decides to turn into the fucking Weeping Angels or some shit.
Yeah, you never know.
You never know. You really never know. Trying to think about what kind of... How... I'm like, is there, like, a bad joke that Alistair can make here?
Is he gonna think to do that?
Like, can he, like, try to laugh this one off?
Fair enough.
Oh... Okay. I'm gonna make this joke. I don't think that Alistair would make this joke.
Fair enough.
Fascinated. To see
Yeah,
how
I'm
that's going.
fun. This is gonna be fun.
The joke here is really they should change the name to the Hotel California.
Because you
can clock on anytime you want, but you can never leave.
Oh, that's
I don't think
so
that Alistair would make that
stupid.
joke. It's very dumb.
I love
I don't
you
think that
very
Alistair would
much.
make that joke.
I don't think so either.
No, I'm trying to think about whether he just... I feel like he's trying... It's like he's furiously trying to, like, not
what do I
give
say?
like, not be like, okay, I cannot admit how freaked out I was a second ago. Yeah, I think Alistair, like, takes a deep, calming breath and then turns the radio on. And, I think Springwood's buried daddy issues might be more literal than metaphorical.
All right, Zeke, go ahead and take an advantage on your next roll.
Just fucking
Very funny.
spit everywhere.
That got a laugh out of me. Good job.
I had to swallow it because the sound that I was going to make was going to be inhuman. Whew. Okay. So, my God, what is the response to that? I'm sorry. Are you saying you found a body down there, or what is the... What?
I'm definitely face to... Well, skull with the mortal remains of Springwood the Elder.
Huh. Okay.
Preservation on that hideous blue sport coat is remarkable. Polyester.
It's really incredible what that will do. Okay. Well.
He's got some... I don't even know what to call this thing. Headset?
Mm-hmm.
Or there's some kind of experimental device.
Okay.
I would imagine it's for some interfacing of some kind.
Communication, maybe?
Entirely possible. Gonna try to get a better look at it, but I think you're right about the tuning fork.
Okay.
I'm gonna see if I can separate it from the outer casing of this craft.
All right. Be careful. I who knows what killed him? But if he's still wearing that thing when he died, I'd have to wonder if maybe it's related. Or the odds aren't zero anyway.
It's a good point. All right, I'm gonna brandish my bolt cutters. See if I can break this thing off.
It takes a bit of struggling, and you have to find an angle that gives you some good leverage. But eventually you're able to snap the tuning fork off of its base.
All right, I'll put that like in my pocket or something.
You're welcome to try. It's like 2 feet long.
Oh, I forgot that it's really big.
Yeah, it's enormous.
What am I wearing? I'm trying to think about being able to like hook it through something. Is it like is the angle of it, like the arc part of it, like are the tines far enough apart that I could like put it over my shoulder?
No.
Okay. Well, I'll just, like, lean it up against a wall. And, yeah, I mean, I just need my hands free for,
to fight the skeleton, yeah.
Yeah, to, you know, as the noise that the fucking Draugr make starts echoing through here.
I told you specifically I did not give this dead body a stat block.
I know.
I'm serious. He's not going to come to life.
I'm just, it's fine. Is this crown, I'm just going to call it a circlet? Let's go with circlet.
Sure.
Is it, like, still wired into anything?
You do notice that there are a number of cables, very thin cables, that are threaded from the back of that chair, kind of down one of the arms, and over to the wall. They plug into one of the computers.
I'm gonna unplug this thing before I take it off of him.
Entirely fair.
So I'm going to go over and see if there's any... I'd like to see if there's any labels on that computer bank, you know, indicating, like, what those cables are for. Did somebody, you know, get label maker happy? When was the label maker invented?
You probably see these little glass... I don't know how to describe this other than a little glass pocket that you could insert a slip of paper behind.
Yeah, sure.
And, like, change them out. I can't think of another.
Yeah, it's like the little, like, things on file folders.
Yeah. Oh, yes, of course. Yes, for a file cabinet, like one of those. Like a little frame behind which you could put a written label. I'm going to say that you see a label that says something to the effect of, like, brainwave transcription.
Wonder if it's some form of primitive EEG. Oh, I don't like that. I don't know, man. Everything about this is fucked up and bizarre. Yeah, I'll pop the radio back on and looks like it was some form of rudimentary EEG. Says something about brainwave transcription. I wonder if that was the original point of communication with the visitor. It somehow not speaks exactly, but it projects something into a human mind. And then you transcribe the result.
Maybe. You think it was hooked up to Springwood specifically because the Springwoods have that, whatever it is, that ability to, the psychic connection or whatever? Do you think maybe they got it from the visitor?
I don't think there's enough data to say which came first.
Yeah.
Or if there is, it's stuck on a 50-year-old magnetic reel-to-reel.
So either way, taking this crown probably isn't going to do anything because it needs to be hooked up to this machine to be able to transcribe anything, right?
I think that's probably correct.
Okay.
My question is, does it have some sort of dual purpose, both a sensor instrument and a amplifier of some kind, something that increases the conductivity, as it were? What is the circlet thing made out of, like, substances and materials I recognize, or is it cobbled together out of bits of the spaceship, or both?
The crown?
Yeah.
No, that's all materials you recognize.
Okay. Can I guess at whether it has a purpose, whether it is effectively a rudimentary EEG, or whether it has, like, any receiver type? Like, is it just, do I think that it's just picking up, like, the brainwaves of the person it's on, or is it also designed to be, like, help you focus in on input?
You're Not entirely able to tell, but it definitely looks like it is maybe a rudimentary EEG. I think you've nailed it there.
Okay. Yeah, I think I can probably leave this thing then. Also, I really just don't want to take it off the corpse.
Absolutely not.
I just really don't. I really don't want to pull this thing off a corpse.
I don't think it's useful. I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it's pleasant. I think that we should ditch it. And that could be something for your coworkers to handle when they eventually come down into this basement.
Yeah.
Not for us.
No, I'm gonna let somebody who has intentionally let go of a few more of their scruples as a human. Touch the fucking corpse crown.
That's right.
Have fun, Ollie Coy.
Oh, poor bastard.
Also, somebody who maybe has, like, gloves.
You are...
And maybe, like, a respirator or something.
That's fair. You are wearing disposable gloves. You have made that point
clear.
Yeah,
I am wearing disposable gloves, but, you know.
You're not wearing a respirator. And
nope.
Who knows what will happen when you take that off. So, anywho.
Yeah. Who knows?
I'm just imagining mold. Anyway.
Yeah, so, just turbo mold.
Ugh.
I'm going to leave that in situ, as it were, for future archaeological investigation.
Mm-hmm.
And before, I think the last thing I'd like to investigate before I maybe go poke around to see if there's anything else just in the kind of lobby-ish area is I just want to get an idea of what it would take to interface with these computers.
In what respect?
Like, would I need specialized equipment to get the information off of that? Yeah, this is going to be this would have to go through several, like, format to format translations in order to be anything that I could, like, actually read.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. I think I'll radio back up to Saint and say it would take several layers of specialized equipment to be able to interface with computers this old. That's going to have to be,
somebody else's
there's
job.
A team for that.
Okay.
I think I've exhausted the easily accessible information down here.
You coming back up?
Yes.
All right. We're safe up here.
So there is where we'll end this episode. What you've just been listening to was ParaScience, a glimpse into a world unknown. It was an actual play horror adventure told to you through the Fate system. Our players are Ezra Kaye as Agent Alister McAndrews and Matty Trumbo-Gomes as capable young man Saint Garcia Flores. As for myself, I was your game master and disembodied voice, Ben Hamlin. I also produced this show. Our theme song is by the incorporeal Johnny Rinaldo, and our logo was created by the haunted visage of Terra Bosart. We are currently in the process of remastering and transcribing earlier episodes of the show, and for that I would like to thank Glory Duda, Marcel Hood, and Julie Cooper, as they write down our every word and weave an intricate web of audio for you. You can stay tuned to our social media channels for more information on these developments. This show is brought to you by Infinity Break, where we're telling stories our own way. You can follow us on social media at InfinityBreak23 and check out our website for all of our other podcasts at InfinityBreak.net. We appreciate you listening to this program. If you want to help spread the word, there are a good many ways to do that. Word of mouth helps us immensely, and you can add us at ParaSciencePod on Twitter. And while you're at it, why not tag InfinityBreak23? We have a Patreon at patreon.com/InfinityBreak where you can start donating to Infinity Break for as little as $1 a month. And if you listen to Apple Podcasts, don't forget to leave a review. Lastly, I would encourage you to join the haunted chorus of voices at the Infinity Break fan Discord. That's bit.ly/InfinityTalk, capital I Infinity, capital T Talk. That's all for now. Let ParaScience never let you sleep. Like a knocking sound from the attic, or a drop of blood from the ceiling. Be careful where you step this chapter.